Ladies and gentlemen, hello again. This is me, Lethal Black Man. This is going to be a very short video. I just want to give a few thoughts, a little bit of commentary on this topic that was brought to my attention once again because I did read about it earlier this week by Jack A. Brown. I want to give a special shout out to Jack A. Brown. So if you guys don't know, but I'm sure most of you do know, they're trying to remove the history of slavery out of schools. They don't want the younger generation of black children to learn about that. And it's going to be up to black parents to teach their children about white supremacy and what slavery did to our ancestors. Because as much as I don't like slavery, of course I don't, you know, it still exists to this day. It's still going on out there in the world. Because we have black people that are shackled in their mind. And they refuse to see the truth even when it's in front of their face. They will literally kiss the asses of those who mean them no good and then put down the people that actually want to do good by them. And that is sad, but that is reality right now. That's what we're dealing with, and that's how it is. And I hate that it's that way, but that's the way that it is. It sucks. So with that being said, these people are doing this because black people these days are becoming even more defiant than they were back in the day. They're actually pushing back on things now. You got people showing up to people's house. You got people calling out and showing all this racism on camera now. Although I wouldn't be the one to be on camera and get pushed or touched by anybody who's hateful against me. We'll be tussling. It'll be a problem. I'm going to tell you right now. Because I'm not going to let nobody put hands on me. And I'm going to keep recording. I'm going to hurt your ass. But I'm not going to say nothing else because I know how YouTube is so sensitive. But anyway, when I was a kid back in the 80s, we learned more about white people than we learned about black people. The extent that we knew about black people were the fact that they were slaves. They were brought from point A to point B. They worked here for the slave masters. And if they didn't perform well, they would get their asses whipped. They would get beaten. The men would be emasculated. The children were fed to crocodiles. Didn't learn that, though, in school. But, you know, I'm telling you about slavery. You guys already know. And then, of course, our young black females were raped. And our older black females were raped to produce mulattoes. Okay? That doesn't sound very good when it comes to those people. It doesn't sound like a very good history. They have a history of chaos. Everywhere they go, nothing but murder, chaos, death, rape, anything you could think of that's evil. That's what that's what they're about. And they can't stand when a black person talks about racism or any kind of prejudice because we're supposed to be in a time where racism doesn't exist. Apparently, racism is something that was a made-up fairy tale, like Peter Pan or something like that, Never Neverland. It never existed in real life. All these tales about, you know, slavery is just not real. There were never slaves in this world who were black at all. There were never slaves at all. We know the Harriet Tubman shit was bullshit. We know that already. But apparently slavery never existed at all. There were never black families being torn apart. There were never babies being fed to alligators. There were never little 13-year-old girls getting raped by old-ass white men. Sick pedophile motherfuckers out there, okay? There weren't black men that were losing their lives because their wife would be snatched up by the white man to go in the house and get raped. That never happened. That's just made up. It's just made up. That's what they want us to believe. You see, when you do dirty and you're ashamed of your dirty past, you'll do anything to clean it up. And this is the example of what they're doing. They're probably going to win it. But it's going to be up to black parents who actually have a backbone and have a B1 mentality to make sure their children know about their history. And it's not about raising black children to hate white people at all. We're not about hate here. We're about being defined against white supremacy and loving our own first. Everybody else comes second. That's what it means to be on code. Because they get on code quick when one of their people are in trouble. Make no mistake, there are many of them that don't get along. They hate each other. Those white people out there. And I said it. Okay? But when it comes to getting on code, They know how to get on code fast. Unfortunately, black people don't know how to get on code as fast. They will more than likely go to the side of evil instead of protecting their own people. Now, if their own people have done something really fucked up, then yeah, you put their ass out there. But you don't take the side of the enemy over your own people. No. My enemy is white supremacy. My enemy is racism. It's okay to have a hatred for that because it's evil. You can hate evil. Hating people is something I try not to do because I don't want to go to hell. So, I think the only other black person that we learned about besides Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King would be Crispus Attucks, who was, I believe he was the first person killed in the Revolutionary War. The very first person, he was black, right? Even had a drawing of him getting shot right there with his hands up in the air. So you don't learn about the greatness that black people are when you go to school as a child. You don't learn that we created most of the things that these people who of other countries or other nations use. We created the stick shift when it comes to cars. We performed the first open heart surgery. We have created refrigeration. We created the toilet. We created the umbrella. We created mailboxes. We created locks. Okay? The list goes on. But then they'll tell you that you're lying, that they created because there's no possible way in hell a black person could be that smart to create it. You have to remember something, that when black people were creating things back in the day, they couldn't get patents for it. They couldn't get patents, meaning that was their property, putting their name on it, saying they were the person that made this thing. So the white people would steal it from them and make it their own. And you can't have this conversation with most white people telling them that, oh, most of the stuff that we created in this country that people use to this day that are very helpful to them are things that we created, because they will never believe you. They will always tell you that you're wrong. They'll tell you that you're lying. The white man was a hard-working man. The white woman was hard-working. The black people ain't do anything but complain. And I could tell you to kiss my ass and tell you to look at Black Wall Street, because Black Wall Street is a prime example of black people doing for themselves. The whole neighborhood took care of themselves. That whole area took care of itself. Kids going to school with briefcases and suit jackets on. Kids respectful to elders. Black men owning boats, theaters, businesses of their own, growing their own food. Everybody looked out for each other. Black people not disrespecting each other. Black women not out here being thots and hoes and prostitutes. Black men not out here being bedbugs and trying to get themselves killed, trying to mess with a white woman. It wasn't like that in Black Wall Street. It wasn't like that in Tulsa. But then you know what happened in 1921 with that little lie that white woman told about some black man, I believe a black bellboy, raping her in an elevator. The whole town burned to the ground by racist, jealous white people. I goddamn sure said it. I did. Because it's true. It's in the history books. Don't tell me I'm making it up, because it's there. It took place. It's not fake news. It's always fake news when we talk about something that's happened to a black person. But when it's something that's happening to a white person, all of a sudden it's real. I'm getting tired of it, man. I'm so tired, because when I grew up, I wasn't like this. I was like these people that we talk about now who, you know, interracially date and believe that white people are good, they could do no wrong. Unfortunately, I was like that when I was a kid, because I was raised to love everybody. Black people are this way, and when I go to certain areas where there are black neighborhoods and they look bad, oh, those black people are bad. And the white people, when I go around white people, I'm safe. I hate to admit it, but I was like that when I was a kid. Then you wake the fuck up and realize that there are fucked up people everywhere. And these people are not as good as you think they are. They're deceitful, deceptive motherfuckers. And that's why they're doing shit like this now. They don't want the kids that are growing up after us to know about this. They want them to grow up believing that transgender stuff is great. They want to grow up believing that interracial dating is normal. They want our kids to grow up believing that they've done nothing in their past that is dirty and wicked towards our people. So our kids could look at them like they're heroes, like they're great people. No. Black people these days are defiant. And the next generation is gonna be even more defiant. Trust me on that. But it's gonna take a lot of us to do what we need to do as parents for the ones who have children out there, to raise these children and to understand, let them know what their past is, and of course, what they can be in the future, what they have contributed to society, and the fact that some of these people are, well, many of them are not your friends. But don't look at them with hatred. And don't be a passive person either, because we got too many black people in this country, in this world, who are very passive. You look at Africa, look at the Chinese, what they're doing over there. You got too many passive Africans over there. You got too many passive black people over here that let these people put hands on them and don't do shit. I'm not one of those people. If I'm on camera, you're going to see me whooping somebody's ass that's racist. I'm telling you right now. And you can look at me and say, oh no, he ain't going to do shit. Yeah, well, if it happens, you'll fucking see. I promise you that. Because I don't play that racist bullshit. I have no tolerance for racism at all. They taught us about tolerance when I was younger, back in the 90s, when I was getting into my teenage years. You got to be tolerant. It doesn't matter if you're black and white, like that song that Michael Jackson sung. Try and get everybody to come together and be unified. Fuck that now. I don't give a fuck no more. Either you're going to be down with me or you're a fucking enemy. End of story. Either you're going to be with the black people or you're going to date outside your race. Either you're going to know about your history or you're going to forget it. End of story. That's all there is to it. I'm not playing this game of we are the world, rainbow coalition bullshit. No, I'm not doing it. And I'm not going to practice hate either, because I don't go out there looking to hate somebody or hate them because they white or this one. No. If you're a fucking enemy of me and my life, then you're my enemy, period. I don't care if you're black, the same fucking thing applies. End of story. So this is just another example of them trying to wipe out their dirty laundry, trying to get their dirty laundry, their dirty past wiped clean, because they know what racism is. Because you know what? I got a secret for you. They created it. That's how they know. So they could play stupid all they want to, but this shows that they know what the fuck it is, that they know what time it is. All right? I said enough. If I didn't say enough, then I just didn't say enough. Maybe I'll make another video. But right now, that's all I had to say. So special shout out to Jack A. Brown. Thank you very much. It was a topic that I figured I would talk about today. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. As always, I thank you for coming to my channel, taking time out of your busy day, and watching a video, listening to what I have to say, and let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be with you again soon. Be one. Take care. Love you all. God bless.